Hi guys, I'm back with another book haul. Of course, that's pretty much what I do. um, Last video was actually a haul from a local used bookstore. Had a tent sale. They've been doing one pretty much once a month for the summer. And since the last video, they've had two more tent sales, so I have two more bags of books. I think for the first haul, I was able to do I did two bags of books. But these last two sales, I don't know if it was just my mood, that it was hot and I was wearing a face mask because it was outside, or I just wasn't interested in much, but I struggled to fill a bag each time. So have two more bags, and then she's having another sale at the end of September. That may be the last one that she has. I'm not sure. Um, but I have those, and then I have some. One of them was from a little free library, and then the rest I ordered. I'll just go ahead and do those. Um, Maybe I got two out of the little free library. I'm not sure. I don't remember which ones. I think it doesn't matter. But there is a little free library in down at the tail end of my sister-in-law's neighborhood. So each time we visit her, I tell my husband to stop. And it's been like a month and a half ago that I found two of these five. And I was like, hey, that sounds like something that you would like. So I ordered the whole five books in the series, which I don't know if he'll actually read them. I may, but there are no guarantees. Um, I'm not sure what the series is called. I want to say the Gap series because they all have that in the title, but it's The Real Story by Stephen Donaldson. It's science fiction, which I'm not a huge science fiction person. Then we have Forbidden Knowledge. We have A Dark and Hungry God Arises. Chaos and Order. And this one I thought was paperback and it wasn't. So it kind of messed with the flow, but that's okay. This Day All Gods Die. So those five. I mean, if he decides he wants to read them, they're there. And then this is the first trip. I mean, it's just a hodgepodge. There's no rhyme or reason to any of these. The 100 Penny Box by Sharon Bell Mathis, which was a Newbery Honor book. I mean, it's just a little children's book, and I already read it. I think I have. I'll show you this one. This one, I like Dorothy Parker. I mean, this is not worth much of any money whatsoever, but it tickles me that this says it was 79 cents for hardback when it was published. Come on. But I was actually shocked that it still had the dust jacket on it, even though it is sad. Enough Rope by Dorothy Parker. It has definitely seen better days, but I just was like, that is just the most precious little. I mean, it's even got more books on the inside flap that you can buy. They just don't make things like they used to. Then we have The Learning Tree by Gordon Parks. Apparently, it was a major motion picture, and I did not know that, so I'll have to look for it. This one was definitely one that I threw in the bag. Mary Jo Putney, The China Bride. They had a lot of historical romances. So people that are on the trend of buying the book boxes from eBay would be in heaven at this tent sale because there's tons with the step backs or the smutty tabs, which I was kind of frowned upon by calling them smutty tabs. I'm like, depends on the channel you go to. Somebody will call it a step back. Somebody calls it a smut tab, smutty tab. If you're reading smut, don't get your knickers in a twist if it's called a smutty tab. Then I think these are the only three by this author, which I do know that I have one of hers downstairs. I can't remember the title. But An Acquaintance with Darkness and Rinaldi, these are like middle grade. Time Enough for Drums and In My Father's House. So they're all, well, I say all. These two are historical. The ones that I have are historicals, which, let's see. I'm not sure what the other one is called that I have. You can come in. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's downstairs, and it's another historical. Then we have this one I bought because of the cover. It's hilarious. Hestia by C.J. Cherryh. Look at that. That is a hoot. I mean, there's nothing special with that, but what is going on here? I have the ebooks of, it's a series by C.J. Cherryh. I cannot remember what it's called, but I remember, I knew the name, and I was thinking, oh my word, that is glorious. Engraved in Evil by Paula Minton. I think this one's like I know it's a mystery, but a very old, creepy looking mystery that probably would be good for Halloween spooky season. Then we have Vessel of Wrath, The Life and Times of Carrie Nation, the saloon-smashing yet fun-loving crusader who fought alcohol, tobacco, and sex with her hatchet. That one is also cute. This one was purely for nostalgia reasons because it's a YA fiction, one of those scary, like R.L. Stine from when I was younger. Dreadful Sorry, Catherine Rice. Like I said, $2.50 for this bag each, so it's not high quality. The Wayward Winds by Evelyn Kahn. Apparently this one is basically, it starts in the Dust Bowl in the 1930s, or it takes place, and it's just a bunch of different sisters in their differing paths. And then it's got this clutch on the back. This one was another throw it in the bag to fill a bag. Coral by Petra Lee. The smutty tab is on the front, and she's on the side. And this one is I think it's Victorian. I believe so. Then we have Queen by Alex Haley. Have not read Roots, but I do believe I have the ebook. And I have my mother's copy somewhere downstairs. Alive by Piers Paul Reed. This is the plane crash of the Indy survivors. Ruth Ellis. This one is a true crime. I know nothing about her, but apparently I believe it's a UK copy from back in the day. Apparently that's Ruth Ellis. And two more from this bag, and then I'm done and can go on to the next one. Preferred Risk by Frederick Pohl and Lester Del Rey. I think it was last year, we found a bunch of sci-fi, like the old little thin ones, and I have a box of them downstairs, so I just got this to throw in there. And then The Ruby and the Smoke, Philip Pullman, which I bought this, I said to my husband, I was like, is this not the same dude that did the Golden Compass, like those? I don't know what the trilogy is called. Yeah, apparently so, which seems strange, but. And then the other bag, which is a lot fewer, so it won't take me as long. My mother used to love Janelle Taylor. I'm pretty sure the last haul I did, I had a couple of hers, and I found this one, Golden Torment, and it takes place in the icy wilderness of Alaska, which I laughed because it said she carries on the best-selling tradition in the icy wilderness of Alaska, where a hot-tempered beauty and a handsome lumberjack discover a love hot enough to melt the frozen tundra. So worth the probably 20 cents that I paid for it. And then we have, this is another, got the smutty tab on the front, Flora by Anne Wheel. This one actually is kind of a pretty cover. The main character is half Chinese, half English, I do believe. And it's her kind of being raised in England and then going back to China. So I think it will be very interesting. There's that on the back. It's stinky though. Like if you can tell the edges, like it's, I feel like I need to put it in a bag with like a dryer sheet to make it smells like somebody's basement. Then A Georgian Love Story by Ernest Raymond. Again, historical romance, which I really love her dress. I dig it. And that's the same one back. It also smells like her grandma's basement. But I love, like, I'm not a huge fan of purple, but this is a lavendery purple. And I think it works well with the green. This one is a hoot. I joke with my husband. I say I bought it for him. I bought it for us just because it made me laugh. It's Frederik Pohl. It's again another Frederik Pohl. Black Star Rising. The synopsis of it is grand. Basically, the synopsis is when a mysterious alien spacecraft approaches Earth and demands to speak with the President of the United States, then destroys a large Pacific island to demonstrate its strength and underscore its seriousness, you would expect the President to talk. Problem is, in the late 21st century, there is no president. Not even a United States. In fact, in this world of the future, China rules the Americas, and to most people, USA and USSR are quaint abbreviations in historical dictionaries. Then the aliens prove unreasonable about accepting substitutes, so one Anglo rice cultivator from the Heavenly Grain Collective Farm near Biloxi, Mississippi, is forced to begin an adventure that will take him from peasant to president, from pettyman to spaceman. Spaceman. If you watch 30 Rock, you will get that reference. So when I see Spaceman, I think Spaceman. But I jokingly called this it's Black Star Rising. I jokingly called it Black Shrimp Rising because check out the aliens. They are like crustaceans. I know it's probably not going to focus. And this is like a shrimp with a uniform on. Like, this cover is everything that needs to be a meme. Black Shrimp Rising. Moving on. We have the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. We have Julie by Catherine Marshall, which I toted around a copy of Christie for years and years and years and years and years. And I finally read it, I think 2 years ago, and was so disappointed. So disappointed. Like, I didn't love it. So I'm like, maybe Julie will be what resonates with me. So we'll try Julie. And we have another smutty one, Bayou Rose by Linda Madel. I remember him from a lot of 90s romance covers. I don't know his name, but I remember that face. This one was a joke too. I will never read it. The Monsters of Star Trek. Just because of the cover. That's horrifying. I mean, I could read it, but I know nothing about Star Trek, really. We have Natchez by Pamela Jekyll. I have never read anything by her, but it's historical, and I'm feeling in a very historical mood, which you will see in a minute. This one will be very outdated when I read it. I have more up-to-date ones, but again, cram it in the bag. An intimate biography of Elizabeth Taylor. Liz. Then we have 5 more. 5 more. Yes. I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. I think I had a copy of this at some point in my youth and got rid of it. I never read it, so that's good. This definitely was like the last thing I crammed in because I'm looking at it going, I think probably just because it said had a blurb from Jeffrey Deaver, which I've read Jeffrey Deaver and like him, but Sacrifice, Mitchell Smith. Breath, Eyes, Memory by Edwidge Danticat. I just read earlier this year, Crick Crack. And I could promise you I had a copy of this at some point and either don't have it anymore or can't find it, but... And then this one, I was actually really surprised. She had several copies of it. So I'm assuming she maybe got a good like book outlet deal and just couldn't get rid of them. But the Number One Ladies Detective Agency, no, I have never read any of these. I've heard either you love it or it's kind of slow or both. So I will give it a shot. And then the last one, which I am slowly starting. I only started a couple days ago, and it's probably going to take me the rest of the year. Yeah. And I actually do have another book somewhere that I already put on my book cart, so it's another by this author. But the Far Pavilions by MMK, and let me just tell you, we'll just show it to you next to Star Trek. It is 1,189 pages. So I said it was 1,400 pages. I think I was thinking of my ebook, which is 1,600 pages. Yes, they have the ebook of this on Scribd, so if you are interested, and Scribd always does a 1-month free trial to try it out. I enjoy it. It's been worthwhile. If you want 2 free months, I have a code. I'm not sponsored, nothing of that nature. A girl can dream. But if you want 2 months instead of 1 month, just let me know and I'll, pop you a code. But this one is mid-1800s is when it starts out in British India. And basically, I've gotten, I don't even think, like 20 pages. This is not up to date because I have been reading the ebook and I just keep track. But I told my husband, I was like, oh my Lord, did George R.R. Martin steal from her? Because like the first little bit is like, you're getting to know these characters and it's like, you dead. You dead. You dead. It's like, you can't do that to me this early. So I have a feeling it's going to be a wild ride. And I've only seen a handful of people talk about this. Apparently someone said that Steve Donahue had it in one of his videos. And he got like a beautiful copy of it at the Brattle, which... I love Steve. I don't hate Steve. I love Steve. I did find a very pretty UK edition, but it's like $23 on Book Depository. So we're going to wait and see what my feelings are. And if it turns out to be that I love it, I will get another copy. There's the... basically, I don't even think I told you the synopsis. Basically, the main character is born at the beginning of the book, and both of his parents are English in India, and the mother dies in childbirth, and then when he is 4, they are traveling, and they are in a village that has a cholera outbreak, and his father and his father's... I don't know what you want to call him. He's not his... We'll just say it's his aide, his assistant. They both get sick. And so no one in either family knows that this child exists. So the father on his deathbed writes papers to say, this is my son, take care of him. I think he was notifying his wife's family, but also writing to his brother, wanting his brother to take his son in. And he entrusts the papers to a village woman that had pretty much been raising him for the 4 years they had been traveling, because her husband had died, her children had died in childbirth, so she was basically a widow with no children. So she's raising him while they're traveling, and he entrusts the paperwork to her to get it to be mailed. And from what I suspect, even this early on, is she's not going to let anyone know that he exists, and raises her as his own. I mean, this is all in like 20 pages. So, my gosh. It's epic. I'm also finally listening to Coconut Cream Pie Murder. It's the last. It's the most up to date in the Hannah Swenson mystery series by Joanne Fluke. She's got another one that comes out on the 29th of September. So I'm listening to that on Kobo. It's on this phone. I can't tell you. I totally am like, I was going to listen to it on Scribd, but because I'd already listened to 2 audiobooks this month, it cut me off. So I'm doing a free trial just to get done with that one. And then I will be done with like my second series that I have finished this year in quarantine. Excited. But anyways, this is far longer than it should have been. And I don't know that anybody's gonna watch to this point. So if you watch to this point, or if you cheat and you fast forward to the end, leave me a cat emoji. I don't know. But let me know if you've read any of these, if you suggest any of them sooner rather than later, or if there's some that are stinkers and I just shouldn't bother. But this is my plan. Like I said, it could take me the rest of the year. We will see. I'm getting ready to start a project at work that may make me lose my mind. We'll see. So I don't foresee the rest of the year having a lot of reading time, but this will be my priority. Anyways, I'm done. My husband came in, so he's hiding. So now I'm going to let him come back out. But I'll see you later. Bye.